Our new Succubus Phantom, it's finally here. Selene, whatever you wanna call her. I'm gonna be probably saying both names during the video. Let's talk a little bit about her, if I would recommend pulling for her, and if you're interested in pulling and using her, how I would be building her. Before we go into that, hello the internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today's video, Selene, and a little bit of my first impressions with her. A couple of things before we into this video. Leave a like and subscribe to help me grow the channel. I have around 1 million combat power right now, level 120, full rank 8, 3 pieces at +5, basically both defense and HP. Skills at level 10, 9, 7. I have no gold, so that's what she gets. Okay, we cannot afford anymore. I got her board, her first board, all basically done. Decent nodes. She has 1 attack node, 1 defense node. Decent first board, and I'm pretty sure her second board is also pretty good, so that's nice. And I got her A2. We did test without the Yearning and also with the Yearning, but I got her A2. As usual, A3 is not worth it, and as usual, not worth going for the Yearning for any free-to-play player. You will get this over time as you keep playing, right? And then the other thing, if you were curious when it comes to the A club, is that she has Sugar, this Leader Tree, and then the Stone. She's the best quote-unquote sugar farmer in the game, because Taida would be the second, Levy and Erpin as third resource. But that doesn't, that's not like a high achievement. If you need sugar, yeah, sure, but are you gonna be using her just for that? I don't think most people will use her on the A club for that, but you could, right? You could. That said, let's talk a little bit about her kit, how she works, and how I would recommend building her, and her card as well. A TLDR, if you don't want to watch everything we're going to be jumping about, she is a T3 character right now, and when you put her Yearning, and she goes up to T2, okay, T2. Without the Yearning, she's on a similar situation to Velvet. It's not an awful tank. You can use her, I'm using her on my main Vivacious team, but it's not great, okay? Like, we were using either Rude or her because there is no other alternative, not because they are, like, the best tanks in the game. When you think of good tanks, you think of Ed with the immortality, with the invincibility at the beginning of the wave. You think of Bibi with the shields and lifesteal. You think of Chloe with the damage reduction and the shield. You think of all of those characters that can really keep themselves alive, maybe even move the team a little bit, right? When it comes to Selene, she has like nothing on that. Let me know a little bit the music as usual, by the way. Might be too loud. But when we talk about Selene, she has like nothing on that. Her kit is pretty straightforward, but for a tank, it's weird. Her first mana skill unleashes heart energy at the furthest enemy within the designated range and deals AoE magical damage to enemies who have come into contact with it. When the heart energy reaches the enemy, it explodes and stuns nearby targets. Not a huge magic damage hit, so no good damage. And the stun is not awful, it's 2.5 seconds. If you were to be maxing this out, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same, doesn't change. It's only the magical damage per hit that it changes. When it comes to her senior skill, deals magical damage to the enemy with the lowest remaining HP ratio, and when an enemy is defeated with this skill, she casts a shield on herself. The problem with this skill is that you need to kill in order to apply the shield, with a lot of times for a tank like her, it's not gonna happen. Outside of that, it's a good shield. It's an actual pretty good shield, 52% of max HP at level 9, and if you were to be getting this even higher, it's a pretty good one. I wouldn't go, honestly, past level 12, it's a 58% already, which is plenty of expensive. The extra levels with the Yearning are too much. And then her passive, which increases critical hit resistance, and becomes immune to taunt. A lot of people were saying that with the critical hit resistance is enough to use it as your main tank. The problem is not crits in campaign. The problem is basic hits and skills. When you are on big combat power gaps, the biggest issue is not an enemy critting you. It's literally killing you with 2 basic attacks. If I go into campaign right now, at 5 million combat power in this team versus 14, enemies just destroy any character in 2 hits. It doesn't matter if it's a crit or a normal. So the issue is not the crit resistance, it's actually surviving, having a way to keep yourself alive, right? That's why Selene is a little bit weird and not that great as your main tank. And then lastly, normal attack. Basic one is magic damage, and the enhanced every 3rd hit will heal herself and also taunt for 3 seconds. This would be so much better if she could keep some damage reduction, bigger heals, maybe if the shields were easier to proc, right? Things like that. but as it stands right now, it's not that great. Her senior skill is a 28-second cooldown. This gets fixed a little bit with her Yearning. So that's her kit. Her damage is not fantastic, so it might be a little bit hard to also proc her shields on the senior, but all in all, it's just that the issue of staying alive. The Yearning fixes this a little bit. The 1-star Yearning increases max HP for her. The 3-star Yearning, if you were to get this, reduces incoming damage of front row allies. Pretty good to keep herself a little bit alive, an extra damage reduction, almost 10%. And also for everyone, magic defense and crit resistance. And then the 2-star Yearning, which is where we get the passive bait specialist elf tuber. She's just like me. When taking direct damage, recovers speed. Reduces the attack speed of the enemy taunted by the enhanced attack. And enhanced attack HP recovery is double. So this is pretty good for the extra HP you're getting on the enhanced attack. And the stun plus SP recovery is great. Like, you basically are recovering SP to be able to spam your freshman. The problem is that the freshman doesn't keep you alive. It's just literally stunning some enemies and dealing damage, but it's not doing damage reduction. If there is ranged enemies, this does nothing for you. If someone is using their skills, does nothing for you, right? So the only actual option for her to survive is her enhanced attack with the HP recovery, and when she uses her senior skill, if she kills, to apply the shield. So not the fantastic kit overall. Again, you can't use her. I'm using her as my main tank for Vivacious because she is a really nice waifu, and even though I like Rude, I would probably wait until she gets an aside to use her. I like her. I think for physical enemies she's also pretty good, and you could be switching for physical enemies using Rude, for magical enemies using a Selene instead, right? But as a TLDR on how she works, I would personally not really recommend pulling for her unless she is your waifu. That's like the only situation where I will say, yeah, go pull a copy, grab her, and you can build her and use her as your tank if she's your waifu. What about her cards? Is it worth pulling for the artifact? No. This is Selene's Midnight Mirage. It's a 28 cost. Incoming crit rate reduction, incoming crit damage reduction. Once again, crits are good. For raids is good. When you are at a similar combat power is good. But when you are at big combat power gaps, it's not great. You are better off with HP, with defense, and just with something like the leads item that reduces the amount of damage you're getting with basic hits, right? That is probably still the best item in the game for any tank. So that's for the stats. And then when the meteor uses a skill, recovers 12% of max HP. HP recovery that exceeds max HP is converted into a shield for 6 seconds. So this has great synergy with her Yearning. If you have her second Yearning to recover SP anytime she's getting hit, when she uses her skill, she recovers HP, and then she can also get a shield if she is 100% HP, right? But this assumes that she's not getting killed with those basic hits while she's recovering SP. So it's like, it's not awful, but outside of Selene, you wouldn't use it on anyone, in my opinion. And then her skill itself. So this will make it basically so her senior skill also has reduced incoming damage, which is nice. It's a 30% damage reduction. If you get that, it's pretty good. And the level 3 reduces Selene senior skill cooldown by 10 seconds. So a level 3 item, this item on Selene will be really good. But again, that is a lot of investment for a tank that is still not T1. So it's like way too expensive for what you're getting in return. In my opinion, not really worth it at the moment. I got one copy of the card for collection. On Elias Frontier and other raids, we might be able to see this card there as well. But for most players, it's a skip on both the character and the card as well. If you like her, like I said earlier, you can use her. She's my tank at the moment, but just beware she's not a fantastic tank, let's say. And then lastly, we also can talk about cards, what type of cards you would use on her. Outside of her own card, like we were saying earlier, right? The Midnight Mirage, you would use the basic beach items any tank can use. The leads were Whetstone, the Life Gem. You could be using the Chopin Magical Backpack, even though I wouldn't really go for it, but still can be using there. You could be going also for the Naya because it's HP defense and you're getting the extra HP healing. You can be going for the BB stuff. The Aldine Lamp can be used as an emergency, and I wouldn't really put anything else on her. You could be going for a Yomi Moonflower because she's magical damage. I might put this as a recommended as well. But this is magical damage increase and damage reduction, so this is pretty good for her as well. And if not, the usual blue items like the safety harness, the pauldrons, or the Grail of Origins, right? The pretty basic items for a tank. As I said, that's everything basically for Selene. It's a pity that her kit is a little bit underwhelming. For most players, it's good, right? You can skip and not worry too much because we have the Yui banner as well, which is where you should probably be pulling if you care about that. I'll make a video later today, like I was saying earlier. If you guys want to check the website already on everything updated, you guys can. And lootandwaifus.com. As usual, we are live every single day. Links in the description. Good luck with your pool, dinner dates, and I'll see you in the next one.